What's up guys, my name is Ace, and with the recent release of NUK3TOWN to everybody in Black Ops 3, I really wanted to make a NUK3TOWN themed tip video. But I've already done my maps exposed on this map, which show all the lines of sight and jump spots and things like that on this map, which I will link here if you want to go check that out. So today, I decided I'm going to be doing 3 really good NUK3TOWN classes that I love to use on this map. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so as always with any one of the class tip videos that I make, keep in mind classes are partially personal preference and they do depend on your personal playstyle. So I'm not necessarily saying copy and paste these 100% and it's definitely going to work for you. This is what works for me, and you guys might want to try them out and just see if they happen to work for you as well. Feel free to make your own adjustments to these classes so it better suits your playstyle. So first up, we have my all-around sort of beastly Weevil class. I absolutely love using this class on NUK3TOWN, mainly because of the magazine capacity. But you'll see we're using the Weevil with quick draw, grip, stock, and extended mags. With extended mags, you get 70 rounds in a magazine, which is a little bit overkill even for NUK3TOWN. I acknowledge that. If you want to switch that out for something else, feel free. You might want to switch it for like rapid fire or something like that. I know a lot of people like that. But I just love having that 70 round magazine. I can take out an entire team with this without having to reload, which is great. As for the other attachments, quick draw, very important in SMGs when combined with fast hands. That way if you ever do get caught mid-sprint by an enemy, you can snap on a target almost instantly. And that's going to happen fairly often in NUK3TOWN, especially if you want to play like an all-around sort of role, which is what this is designed to be. It's designed to be really aggressive if you need it to be aggressive, but also you can play a little defensively if you need to play defensively. And there is a lot of that push-pull that goes on in NUK3TOWN. As for the foregrip, again, it's not necessary with the Weevil, but I do find it helps a lot for those slightly longer range gunfights, or if a guy has some great cover and there's not much of his body showing. I feel like the grip definitely helps, and it makes it a little bit more like an assault rifle. It's great for picking the people out of the windows in NUK3TOWN as well, because usually you just see a little bit of them, and you can have great cover, but if you have crazy recoil going on, you won't be able to pick them off. So this is where the grip definitely comes in. And then the stock. I always run stock on my SMGs, or almost always. When you're strafing side to side with a stock on an SMG, you are moving so fast, it makes you such a hard target to hit. Plus, you can use this to actually adjust your aim and make fine adjustments to your aim without using the right analog stick, so it's actually a little bit more accurate most of the time, while also being a hard target to hit. For perks, we have Flak Jacket, which is a pretty obvious choice for NUK3TOWN, at least in objective game modes. If you're not running Flak Jacket, you gotta be really careful, because there's typically a lot of explosions going on NUK3TOWN. It's such a small map, usually there's no place to escape, so Flak Jacket is just something I don't play NUK3TOWN without. Fast hands, like I was saying earlier with quick draw, if you combine the two, it allows you to snap on target really quickly if you get caught sprinting. And then finally, Tac Mask. Tac Mask is also one of those perks that's very important. It's not necessary on NUK3TOWN, but I would say it's definitely necessary to have a class that has Tactical Mask that you can switch to. Because sometimes you run into those teams where like everybody on the enemy team is just constantly spamming concussions and flashbangs and stuff like that. And with it being such a small map, you typically can't really avoid these. You're going to be hit by these things, so Tactical Mask can be very important, especially when you end up against those teams. So that's my all-around sort of Weevil class. This is a class that I can use in whatever situation I want in NUK3TOWN. It's very versatile, and I just love it. Next, let's look at my shotgun class that I like to use. Now keep in mind, sometimes I'll swap shotguns, like I'll put a Haymaker on, or even a KRM or an Argus. The gun itself doesn't matter so much as everything else. So this one here that I'm going to share is the 205 Brecci. This thing is very hard to beat in a gunfight. The time to kill on this will beat most guns as long as you're within its 2-shot kill range, which is actually quite far. So I like to use extended mags and rapid fire on this. With rapid fire, it just makes that time to kill even faster, so you'll beat most SMGs up close with this gun. Extended mags, just because it is such a small and chaotic map, I don't like getting caught reloading, and again, I can take out like a whole team with extended mags without having to reload. With this class, I decided to put 2 concussions on it as well. This is great for closing distances since you have a shotgun. If you have to cross a longer line of sight, for instance, you can use these concussions to hold your enemy in place and close that distance. Or it is Nuketown. You can basically just spam these towards the middle of the map as soon as you come off spawn. Just spam your 2 stuns. Even if you don't get the kill, you're at least going to get assists with this, and it's really going to be a pain in the enemy's side by throwing those concussions constantly, especially if they're not running Tac Mask. Again, for perks, we have Flak Jacket, we have Fast Hands, and we have Tactical Mask, all for the same reasons. In addition to this, though, we have Hardwired, which is kind of nice to have. Those people that have 6th Sense and like to camp inside the buildings and stuff, they aren't going to see you coming, or at least it's going to be too late once they actually do see you coming. Trip mines and shock charges, those can be quite common in the buildings, which is where you're going to want to be clearing with this shotgun. You're going to want to get to the enemy's building and get in there and clear those people out of the windows that are camping up there. So this is where Hardwired really comes in handy. Now the final class I'm going to be sharing with you today is my Dingo class. This one's a little bit more for laid back defensive type play, like locking down lanes, getting onto a piece of cover and just locking things down. And it's great because it has such a high magazine capacity, just like the Weevil, but you're actually going to be a little bit more effective at range as well. So it's better for picking those people out of the windows. It's better for getting those enemies that are kind of trapped back in their spawn and holding them back in their spawn, which is the most effective way to play this map. So for attachments, I have Quick Draw, which is pretty much a necessity on LMGs, especially on the smaller maps. You want to be able to compete with other guns. You'll see I also combine it with Fast Hands once again. So just in case I get caught sprinting, which I don't really want to do too often with this, but if I do, I'm still going to be not completely useless here with that combination of Quick Draw and Fast Hands. You'll see we also have Rapid Fire on this, which is excellent for Nuketown. Normally I don't run Rapid Fire on my Dingo because I like using the Dingo on the longer range maps like Hunted or Infection or something like that. So normally I'll actually run a Grip instead of Rapid Fire. But with Nuketown, the ranges aren't going to be that far, so therefore you don't have to have all that like perfect accuracy, and instead I feel like it's better to get that slight time to kill advantage by adding Rapid Fire. Next up, you'll see we have a Black Cell Launcher. A lot of the times, especially when the enemy team starts to get momentum, there will be streaks going around like crazy, and with Nuketown being such a small and chaotic map, you can't just avoid the streaks oftentimes. You have to actually go through the streaks in order to play the map successfully. So having a Black Cell is very helpful for not only shooting things out of the air, but also shooting down those ground streaks, which is also where the EMP grenade comes in. I had one extra slot with this, so I decided to go with an EMP grenade. This is for those hardened sentries, those guardians, Cerberus, and even a low-flying Talon. This is great for, so I really like having that EMP grenade. And this is also combined with Engineer, which is excellent to have on Nuketown when the enemies are starting to put up like Talons or Cerberus, or any sort of turrets or anything like that. That way you can see them through the map, and then you can just lob your EMP grenade right over there, and you'll be able to take that stuff out a whole lot easier. And again, we have the exact same perks aside from that. I just feel like these perks are very, very valuable on Nuketown. Not necessary, but very valuable. And I don't have to worry about explosives. I don't have to worry about concussions and stuff like that. I just have to worry about killing the people that are in front of me. So there we have it. Those are 3 excellent classes for Nuketown, and there's a little bit of variety there. The Dingo class is a little bit more for the long range, the Weevil is good all around, and then that Shotgun class is good for getting up close and personal. I'd love to hear in the comment section below, what is your favorite class to use on Nuketown? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.